Hey, and welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. Hope you guys like watching a man sit alone in his room and drink whiskey, because that's what we're doing here today. We're going to do a nice little review of Stellum Bourbon. And today we're doing a review of Stellum Bourbon. This here bottle is from Barrel Craft Spirits Company. They're doing a lot of like blending of American whiskey, so they typically blend a lot of like MGP, I've heard Dickel, and then other Tennessee distilleries, as well as some Kentucky distilleries as well. They do a bunch of blending. All their stuff, I've heard it's 50-50, kind of depends if you really like it or not. I've heard some stuff's really good, some stuff's but I do know for a fact I haven't tried any because it's dumb expensive. But they have recently come out with their kind of budget line, that's what I'm going to call it, Stellum. And this is kind of their crack at a cheaper product that you can drink without spending $100 on whiskey. This here bottle happens to be 57.49% alcohol by volume. We're going to go ahead and give it a nice little lame pork pop. Yeah, so on the bottle, it says verbatim, Stellum Spirits is driven by progress, critical thinking, and above all, attention to detail. We're devoted to bringing American whiskey into the modern age with simple, elegant blends and single barrels selected with care and intention. This bottle happens to be from from Indiana, Kentucky, as well as Tennessee. So I'm assuming there's probably some Dickel in here, and most likely I'm gonna guess MGP. I was unable to find any definite for sures on any of that information, but let's go ahead and get on the nose. So definitely right off the bat, you can tell, obviously it's bourbon, and it's definitely a barrel proof because it has a little bit of heat behind it. Bringing those typical like caramel oak flavors forward. Getting a lot of like fruity citrus as well. Not a lot of like super dark flavors like coffee or chocolate. It's a lot of like crisp fruity citrus. Getting like red apples, pears, honey. A little floral as well. Super floral. Ooh. The nose is pretty nice though, and again, I don't know if I covered it previously, but this bottle does come out around $55-ish, so it is along the line of most of your higher proofed budget-ish lines. But yeah, nose is super floral, typical bourbon notes. Obviously you got your oak, you got your sweet vanillas, it smells creamy, but this does have a lot of like citrusy, kind of like orange zest, lemon zest, with some floral, a lot of crisp fruits, like a nice crisp green apple, with some red apples as well, and like some pears, I would say. So it's a very intriguing nose. And on the palate, I'm getting a little like an oaky, nutty vanilla characteristic, but still along that same lines of like floral citrus, getting a lot of like I would say like red apples, a lot of like orange zest. I'm getting a lot of orange peel on this. Altogether, it's the nose kind of the palate delivers what the nose brought forward. So it's kind of just a continuation. Finish, I would say, is moderately long. It's not the longest finish I've had by any means, but it also doesn't fall straight off. It does have a little bit of a Kentucky hug in there, but altogether kind of like a fruity, citrusy kind of bourbon, more or less. Like those are the outstanding notes. It's a nice little bit of fruit and citrus that your typical bourbon doesn't bring. Little nutty. There's a little bit too much of like this like tannicky nut note that I'm not a big fan of, or like tannicky wood, as well as nuts that I'm not a big fan of. But altogether for $55, not a bad bourbon at all. After trying this, I would be kind of interested to check out some of their other products. That being said, I don't love this. At $55, I still think I'd rather go for something like Rare Breed or Old Forester 1920, and several other whiskeys. So I'm gonna give this about B. It's good. It's in a good price range for it, but it's not my favorite. It has this weird little stringent, nutty oak that I'm not a big fan of. But yeah, Stellum Bourbon, solid B. Please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought about this video. I know it's a little weird just doing it with me, but hope you guys stay till this. Also, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Patreon now. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Cheers.